Hi. Hi, gatherers. Man, did I mess up, didn't I? Um, I know. I know. Um, I think, um, that in all of the chaos of this last bunch of shows with the bandies, and I just missed the back half of the Ragtop Angel album. Crazy. Um, and as far as like kind of pivotal points in our journey as a band, Ragtop Angel was a really big one for us. It kind of uh, uh, it really kind of ushered in a chapter of, I think, more people out there beginning to kind of pay attention to us, maybe thinking of us a little beyond a bar band out of Boston. Yeah. For those of you that do not remember, we were in the studio with an incredible producer named Aaron Johnson, another producer named Warren Hark, and been flown to Los Angeles and did a bunch of tracks in Boston, and I was going around the country writing with other great songwriters, and it was an exciting time. uh, it's funny, right? On the heels, we're kind of going back and forth between Daniel the Brave and Ragtop Angel. Both of those albums were being created at the same time. Super interesting, right? Ragtop Angel really having the spit and polish and shine of production on it. Production for, I think anyone in kind of the mainstream music world would not say it's necessarily mainstream, but it's certainly more so than Daniel the Brave. And it both of these albums kind of represented a little bit of a struggle I've always had as to how far to take the production of these songs. All right. Now, according to my ma and Allie and a lot of people that love me the most, I think the most raw and sometimes effective way of communicating the songs can simply be me and a guitar, right? And it's why I think that we have such a good time gathering, even when I'm not playing with my band, my amazing band, by the way, right? So just kind of interesting. I'm going to start with a song called Colder Days, and this was, if you were around when I was doing the first half of Ragtop Angel, I was talking about doing some co-writes. This is one, I co-wrote this song along I co-wrote this song with a guy named Chris Seafried, along with 14 Days. Before we were making the album, they flew me out to Los Angeles, where Chris was. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, Chris, very down to earth, really nice guy, but also kind of, he was very much in the songwriting Los Angeles scene. He was, while I was out there, he was going back and forth between writing sessions with me and Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows. I thought that was really cool. And So we wrote this song together called "Colder Days," and I guess it was in part inspired by an experience I had with a gal past, us kind of spending a night together that we knew was going to be our last night. We kind of knew it wasn't going to work. And it was both sad. Yeah, it was mostly just sad. So this is called Colder Days. Wish I knew, wish it could be right. We have got one more night till you're moving up and I'm moving on, and all we make will all be gone. Come on, take me in. All we have is here. Come on, call my name. I know, want to. I know you feel the pull. I know you need control. We will let it go tonight. Then we'll keep holding on to a sun-filled sky. Golden days coming, say goodbye. We'll keep holding on, we'll keep holding on. Tomorrow will come and you will be gone. We both know we'll be done. You'll shake it off, I will hold it down tight. Every hour farther from tonight. Come on, take me in. All we have is here. Come on, call my name. I know, want to. 'Cause right now we got not a lot of time to feel it all. Then we'll keep holding on to the sun-filled sky. Golden days coming, say goodbye. We'll keep holding on, we'll keep holding on. I'll miss the sunshine, and I know that you'll find it. I'll miss the sunshine, and we will be fine. Then we'll keep holding on to the sun-filled sky. Golden days coming, say goodbye. Okay then. That was cool. That was a co-write that it's interesting. It's just been a lot of chapters since that year, 2009, 2010 when we were working on that album. I think that's what it was, 2011. Damn it, I can't remember. But I had not co-written a lot of songs. And I had not been used to. I was co-writing with another guy, John D'Angelo, who I talked about with Devil's Side, right? But with John, it was a little bit different. He kind of gave me space to create the lyrics myself. And he was kind of helping with the structure and the melody. Chris was really into micromanaging, right? Like, not micromanaging, because he wasn't managing me, I wasn't managing him. We were writing together, but he was into the real partnership. In fact, we wrote 3 songs together. 14 Days, Colder Days. And, oh man, there was another one called Wheel Turn Around, which is one of the songs I have yet to share with you all. It was a really fun story song. I can't wait to share that with you. I'll share it with you when I'm out in the desert. How's that? But I think after I wrote Colder Days with Chris, I was not that excited about it. I was not that excited about it for a while. It really didn't feel like me. And, but you know, as time passes, it really has felt like me. It's a different kind of song than I've written before. It feels different. It feels like, feels like wearing a jacket that's a totally different style than you would ever wear, right? But the jacket looks good, and you wear the jacket enough, you begin to feel comfortable in it. You know, that's what that song feels like. That is exactly what that song feels like. And there are parts of that song that come from Chris, and there are parts of that song that come from me. But it's about an experience in my life that I draw upon when I sing it, and I'm sure Chris was drawing upon things from his life as he was writing it with me. Anyways, I feel lucky to have had that experience. Pretty cool. And the guys from Royal Avenue Music, which was the indie label that released that album, Roy and Ronnie, the two, it was kind of like a partnership. They ran the label. They have been in touch since I started featuring Ragtop Angel. The night after we started playing those songs. Actually, Roy texted me a story about that album that I did not remember. But apparently the song "Okay by You" that I featured last, I think, that everybody says that was the last song that I sang the last time we were working on Ragtop Angel. Roy says that song "Okay by You" is not originally part of the lineup for the album. And I was in the car with Roy and Aaron, the producer, and we were driving somewhere in LA in between studio sessions, and this is the story from Roy's memory. I was sitting in the back, I guess, and I said, "Hey guys, I just kind of finished the song. I'm wondering if I could play it for you." And I had made a little demo, and I played it for them, and they, I guess, both kind of looked at each other and they're like, "Okay, we're putting that on the album." And that's how that song "Okay by You," it was a throw on kind of towards the end of the process. Kind of cool. Serenade. Some of you may remember the story I told when I was down in Florida, and I wrote Devil's Side. John and I were in the studio day one, came up with the melody. They dropped me off at the hotel. I spent the night gambling, and in between hands, I wrote the lyrics to Devil's Side. Did not sleep really much that night till they picked me up for the studio the next day, and I played him Devil's Side, and he loved it. We didn't change a thing from there. That's only part of the story. There's another half to that story. There was actually 2 songs that we worked on that first day. The first song became Devil's Side, and the second song became Serenade. And so that night, when I was at the casino, I was actually writing lyrics for 2 songs back and forth. And while that maybe makes that story of me hitting the casinos and the blackjack table all night, I don't know if it makes me sound more stupid for trying to pull that off, or more clever for actually pulling it off. But to me, when I tell the story of Devil's Side, that the gambling really wove itself into that song so deeply. And with Serenade, it's such a different kind of a song. I just kind of leave it out of that story usually. But now you all know the truth. Serenade was a song, one of the songs that I was writing as I was falling in love with Allie, and that was a really scary thing for me. And I was feeling her slowly over time crumbling the walls around me, and that's the whole metaphor through which the song kind of lives, you know. So, anyways, Serenade. Dress is undone. I'm Jericho's son. Sunrise is shining, the day's a diamond, and it's only just begun. I hear you calling. Scale my walls. You come inside. Yeah, we will ride it till one of us falls. This storm will find our fool's parade. We'll break the stone, fade away, and my walls can fall to your serenade, your serenade. Each time I try, every goodbye, somebody told me that beauty is only a state of mind. We've walked it out. We live with doubt. My sign as I walk the line. figured me out. The storm will find our fool's parade. We'll bring the storm or fade away, and my walls could fall to your serenade, your serenade. Maybe it's time to step off the line. I'm ready to see now. In every Jericho town, the walls tumble down eventually now. So come on, can you get through to me? Can you get through to me somehow? Yeah. The storm will find our fool's parade. We'll bring the storm, fade away, and my walls could fall to your serenade, your serenade, your serenade, your serenade. I like that song. Takes me back to the days falling in love with Allie. Been 10 years. It's pretty cool. So, okay, so the next song on my list here is Soldier. Man, it's funny. I think that Aaron and Warren really killed it on this song, the production of it. It just is. I wanted it to be a rockin' kind of heavier song that was a little more mainstream, you know, and just the guitar sounds that Warren got, and Warren was really the architect of this, were fantastic. My one regret, and I mentioned this last time, is, you know, we've had so many since these days we become such a band that features, I think, the incredible talent that I get to surround myself with on the stage. And there were some missing things on this album that I kind of, looking back, I wish I had kind of pushed for. I had mentioned that there's a solo, there's an electric guitar solo kind of section on Soldier, and man, Karina does that so well on the fiddle now. I wish that we had been playing with her back then and incorporated that fiddle sound into this production. That would have felt really right to me. But this song was actually, and I talk about it a lot, that you know, it was inspired by soldiers that I met throughout our time playing out in the bars, and the local bars and the clubs, and hearing and asking them about their stories, and every once in a while getting messages from them about how they'd taken our music. to scary places, and it helped them feel like home. And it was one of those first times when I felt like, okay, well, this, you know what, this work that we're doing with music, it could be important to people. And the songs that I've written and my music had always been important to me. And I always dreamed of having a community connected to the music, but man, to be able to help somebody get through a hard time, what a gift to be able to hear that from somebody. Not to mention one of our heroes serving our country, right? I remember the specific, and it had been a handful of conversations over the years that I'd had, and I remember one conversation in particular that I had that inspired the beginning of me writing this song. Like, okay, I'm gonna write this song. It was the next day, and I just started writing Soldier. And it came from a place that was really important to the history of the Adam Ezra Group. A tiny little bar in Hartford, Connecticut, called the Half Door. Now, the Half Door was a old school Irish pub, right? It would play soccer. They had a million different kinds of beers. It was tiny. It was tiny, tiny, tiny. There was a stage that it would have been squeezy for us to fit two of us on. And we were touring for a while with 6 of us in the band. The stage was right next to this tiny, there was the stage, and then there was this tiny little hallway, you could kind of scoot around the side of the stage down this little corridor to get to the bathrooms. And Josh on the keyboards literally had to kind of sit in the hallway. And so as we would play a set, as people had to go to the bathroom, he kept having to move in his seat so people could get back and forth from the bathroom. We would literally wedge Turtle into the side of the stage and then put his gear in. He wasn't coming out once his gear was in there. And I would have to literally play the night like this because I couldn't fit my guitar out sideways. So we would be in here and we'd just be playing, and man, we would play there on Wednesday nights. And it was one of the first places outside of Boston, right? In Boston, this happened kind of early on, but it was mostly because a lot of people knew me from growing up or just from, right, being a Boston guy. And so when we were starting to play music and playing in some of those bars, I would call up all my friends, tell them to come out. They would call up their friends. We were young. We all had friends hanging out in Boston. This was years later, and it was in Hartford, and nobody knew who the hell we were. And we played on a Wednesday night, and it became a tradition. We would go to Half Door, and we would play on Wednesday nights. It was, I don't know if it was every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, but man, Wednesday nights started getting packed at the Half Door. And it was so fun to see that happen. Not in our hometown, not with people we knew. And a lot of my really formative, awesome memories with my bandies came from that Half Door experience. We'd have to load our gear through the bar, lifting it over people's heads because it was crowded, right? And there wasn't a back door to the bar. I remember one day Josh was pulling into the Half Door with the van, and he sideswiped another car. He crashed into another parked car while he was pulling the van in for us to unload, and smashed up the car a little bit, smashed up the van a little bit, and we walked into the Half Door, and there was, and I was like, hey, is there somebody with, whatever kind of car it was. We smashed into, and there was this guy, salt and pepper haired fella, sitting at the bar with this gal, who had a pissed off kind of look on his face, and he turned around and he's like, "Yeah, that's my car." And he walked out and he checked it out, brought him back inside, and I bought him a beer, and obviously exchanged insurance information, and he ended up staying for the show. His name was John, his gal's name was Allie, and they never missed the show after that. They became, they still are, part of this community, and it all started with us hitting their car in a parking lot in Hartford, Connecticut. One of the nights at the Half Door, I got to talking. Into my cups, he was into his cups. One of our soldiers who was home on leave, not looking forward to having to go back, and he talked about our music a little bit, and I wrote this song for him, and I don't remember his name, and he doesn't know that I wrote this about him, and it wasn't just about him. It was about all of our soldiers and the common experiences that a lot of them share when they're surfing overseas. So, anyways, it was a roundabout story, wasn't it? Strap it to my shoulder. 300 walk the town. And what would be the perfect night to watch the sky? We keep our focus on the ground. The quiet rocks us like a cradle. That's when they'll take you every time. Thunder raging, night we beam and lightning coming down. And if they come to take this soldier tonight, we'll tear it down. We'll tear it down. We'll tear it down. We will tear it down. Sometimes this place reminds me of things I used to call my own. I watched families gather for a meal out in my little town back home. At night it's twisted with a haunting. Turn to ashes anytime. You will be the thunder raging, and I will be the lightning coming down. And if they come to take this soldier tonight, tear it down. Tear it down, we'll tear it down, we'll tear it down. And out there in the darkness, someone's cursing. Every second we survive, and you will be there. Thunder raging, and now it be the lightning coming down. You will be now, thunder raging, take me down with Siri down. Thanks for the claps. Sorry, I want to get this right. You're very welcome. Now if I could only tune the guitar. Okay. So, gosh, how many? So, I think at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 songs, right? There was this interesting thing that happened. 8 songs, 14 days, Miss Hallelujah, Devil's Side, Taken Off, Okay by You, Colder Days, Serenade, and Soldier. 8 songs. Those were the songs that that Aaron Johnson produced, and that this record label, Royal Avenue Music, paid for. We finished these 8 songs, and as sometimes happens in the indie label world, the money ran out, and I don't think it was that kind of drastic, but I think that I can't remember, but I think it became, it was kind of obvious. I think that the label had kind of hired our team, our production team, for these 8 songs, and they were really happy with the 8 songs. I was just thankful to be doing this. Now, at the same time, right? At the same time, we've been working on Daniel the Brave in this totally different setting, in this totally right? We hadn't gone up into the Catskills for a week of recording yet, but I had been recording these kind of single songs with Tim Leitner, the producer for Daniel the Brave, and kind of putting together a plan, and it became apparent that there were 8 songs to this album that was as yet unnamed, and we wanted to release the album, and we thought, well, gosh, it's going to need a little bit more. It's going to need some more music, and so there's a song called In the End that is on Ragtop Angel. I love this song. It may seem, production-wise, like a bit of an outlier. And if it does, it is because it was not produced by Aaron Johnson and the label. It was actually produced by Tim Leitner, and it was originally supposed to be part of Daniel the Brave. But as we were getting towards the finish line of Ragtop Angel, and we needed some more tracks, I wanted to try and borrow from Daniel the Brave. I don't know why I chose that song. It is arguably one of the least commercial songs on both albums. And Ragtop Angel was supposed to be our kind of like commercial release, right? And I wonder, thinking back on it, if it was my own... I wonder if I maybe felt like there wasn't enough of me coming through in Ragtop Angel. The raw me, or the guy that is just writing songs from a place where he's thinking about stuff and dealing with things and putting it down on paper, and music comes out and then he shares that stuff, right? That's a process that is so central to who I am as an artist, but who I have always wanted to be as an artist, right? And maybe, I guess I just didn't, with all the co-writes and the trips out to Los Angeles and the guitar solos, and it was all great, but maybe this song needed to be on that album for me at the time, because I just needed something that was so different. Looking for some kind of sign, tired and dazzled and slowly running out of time. Walk out on some kind of line, look for salvation and find it only in my mind. Caught up in oceans, like swimming in oceans, running my mouth to keep up with my head. When they abuse me, confuse and misuse me, will I be able to mend? I guess I'll find out in the end. Papers print news of the times, jumbled and fumbled across their own party lines. Creation of truth is the crime, packaged and stacked in a self-fulfilling paradigm. Working on creating, walking a straight line, straight as a lion, mind running our mouths to keep up with our heads. Will it surround us, astound and confound us? Will we be able to bend? I guess we find out in the end. sympathy, make it all real. I get no reprieve, as I've come to believe that the blueprints were lost from the start. Guess we're just winging it, building worlds filled with art, painted in words or in rhyme. Jangle it softly and see if you will shape the times. Working, creating, anticipating, running on miles to keep up with our heads. Will they adore it, abhor or ignore it? The message we're trying to send. I guess we find out in the end. Yeah. You know what I love? Is this Portuguese? That makes me super happy. It makes me super happy not only that that we have people from around the world, cool places like Brazil, hanging with us, but there's more than one of them, and y'all can talk to each other. That makes me happy. Okay, will you not go anywhere? I will be right back. Did you all leave? Did you all go away? No. Phew. I'll tell you the honest truth. Allie and I ordered out tonight. We got some sushi. And we got some seaweed salad. I love a good seaweed salad. But man, stuff gets stuck on my teeth. And for the last 3 songs, I just knew that I had a piece of seaweed in between my teeth. I was on the camera. I didn't want to pick it out of my teeth while I was on the camera. It's a horrible feeling. I didn't know if I was offending you all by having like gnarly things hanging off of my teeth while I was singing. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Is the point. Well, there was another song that we added to Ragtop Angel that that was not produced in Los Angeles with our producers, and it was called Burn Brightly, and it was recorded at a ramble. This was one of, I think it was the only, we did 2 years where we weren't actually on Salisbury Beach. We were at a place called Showcase Live at Gillette Stadium. And this was back in the days when we were bussing in people from all over the place. to be at the Ramble. The deal was if you had gathered 20 people around you from anywhere in New England, we would send you out a school bus to pick you up from wherever you were. It was crazy. It was totally crazy, and it was great. And it was, we had a recording from it, and we decided that we would add a live track, was a song called Burn Brightly. Now, as part of the album project, I have endeavored not to repeat songs, as many songs get repeated from album to album. Right? This was a song that was released albums earlier, but I had begun kind of taking a moment during the song to talk about whatever I was thinking of, and it transformed what that song was for me, and it became a different thing. It really felt like a different kind of a thing, and that's and we wanted to share that with the people that were listening to our music, so we added it to this album. A tiny star is a big bright sun in the morning when my day's begun. Buy it hot from a corner store, like I did in the day before, alright. Are you listening? Alright. Are you listening? In a small world, I'm a small man. Wanna start with a big plan. Gonna try to make a big sound. Gonna shake up a little ground, alright. Are you listening? Yeah. Alright. Are you listening? Tiny star shining bright on me. Feel big in its company. If you want, I will shine for you. A tiny star big enough for two. I will shine and I will burn so bright. Are you listening? I will shine. I will burn so bright, yeah, alright, alright. Funny, it feels really good to tell some of these stories about these albums. A lot of these stories I've never told before, never really documented how this music was made, how it grew, how it evolved. Never really, you know. It's hard to think that in the moment when you're just playing in tiny little bars, right? And it's hard to feel like you're doing anything significant, worth documentation. Even for us now, and the way we play music and share music with people all over the country, we're still a pretty small band, right? There is something that kind of happened right over the course of these gatherings, and I know that you all are very, very quick to shower gratitude and praise for the work that goes into making music happen every night. But man, and I know I sound a little bit like a broken record, but man, it is, for me, it is a gift, you know. For years and years, not really feeling like there was anyone that felt that story, my story, was important. To be able to sit here on a random Tuesday night, reminisce about old studio recordings, concert experiences, digging up old stories, memories that maybe before tonight were just my own, but now they're shared by you all, you know. Thanks for giving that to me. Burn so bright. Are you fucking listening? I will shine. I will burn so bright. Alright. Are you listening? Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us nothing we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to the good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we have, where these moments pass lightly, they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me, let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and none we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future, here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow, let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Thank you for gathering with me tonight. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you tomorrow.